I hit my first $1 million in the year of 2024. And to be super clear, it is $1 million in Singapore dollars SGD, not in USD. If I were to convert to USD, it is around 745,000 US dollars. And just 1 to 2 months back, I make a video on my update on my FIRE/Ikigai goal, getting USD $1 million by 35. Which stage am I at? And back then, the number was 75% completed, which means I'm still more than 20% away from my original FIRE/Ikigai goal. Which also means at the current age of 33, I only have 2 more years to try to reach this 20%. But the truth is, I really came from a humble income family. My parents were blue-collar workers. We don't really have like high education or high corporate careers in the family or whatnot. Even my wife is from a humble background. So I really don't have any leg up. Really have to 靠自己, depend on yourself. And recently, Backholder Pod has discussed about my video. I don't even know that they discussed it until it appeared on my feed. But since we are already on this topic and some accountability and transparency is needed, so here is what is the breakdown of the 1 million. Anyway, all the numbers are in Singapore dollars. I will not convert it to US dollars for now. Alright, let's start with the non-equity related from the smallest to the largest. So for non-equity related, I'll start with bonds. So for bonds in CDP, I have around 10,000 Singapore dollars in this screenshot. Then for short-term endowment plans, I do have $20,000 in the Grade SP Series 12. This was bought with my SRS. For cash-wise, I will just calculate the net cash after liabilities, which is around $100,000 currently stored in OCBC 360 account. Then the other small accounts I don't want to include not important. So non-equity related, if we add up the total, that will be around 130,000 Singapore dollars, which is around 100,000 USD lah. I think let's move on to the bigger one, brokerage and digital advisor accounts. Starting with the smallest, we have SRS with Endowers. Currently the portfolio value is around 47,000 Singapore dollars. Then on Endowers again, I have CPF OA portfolio, so that is a total of around 140,000 Singapore dollars. In terms of brokerage accounts, mainly 3. In Weibo, I have around 11,000 Singapore dollars. In Momo, I have around 160,000 Singapore dollars. And in Interactive Brokers, I have around 580,000 Singapore dollars. And you realize that I keep speaking about Interactive Brokers, right? Because this is where I really put most of my money inside. I believe they are the most cost-efficient platform. May not be the most beginner-friendly platform though, but they give me the best market offerings and one of the most favorable exchange rates, which is why if I were you, I will click on this Interactive Brokers thing, sign up for Interactive Brokers right now, and start investing on my journey towards the $1 million. And the main reason is because I could buy like Ireland domicile ETFs like CSPX or SPY-L, and this passive investing method will help me build wealth in the long term, especially if I dollar cost average over the long run in a broad-based market index. And if you have realized, I've never spoken about my exact stock or ETF position, but you can assume that most of it is in the ETF, specifically S&P 500 ETF. I do not want to share individual stock positions because that is stock picking. I do not advocate for that. I did that in my earlier years. So most of it are just legacy positions. So you cannot expect financial advice from me because I really don't have individual stock picks for you. If you want a moonshot, I really don't have. If you want like 10x, I also don't have. So total brokerage and digital advisor accounts, if we add it up, is around 938,000 Singapore dollars. So if we add up the two numbers together, 130,000 plus 938,000, that will be around 1.06 million. Do note that I only included the larger ticket items on this breakdown. There are other smaller items in the $1,000 range which I will not include here, otherwise too much documentation. But you get my point, 1.06, okay, for the big items. And do note that all this is excluding own stay property, which is currently where I'm living now, 4-room HDB flat, which is a BTO, and also exclude my CPF special account and MediSave account, which just for the CPF alone could add up to 300,000 Singapore dollars. So I will not include these two because firstly, property, own stay property, I don't feel is part of the net worth calculation. It is a utility that you need to use. But if you choose to include it, it is okay one. It is just my own personal preference of not including it. Of course, if you want to include it, it's your own pasar. It's okay one. I'm not saying it's wrong. So if you also want to join the journey to $1 million, you want to join a like-minded community interested in building their wealth and financial freedom, join us at Honey Money SG with over 18,000 members right now, and all of them are all strive towards financial independence. So if you were to ask me, after $1 million, are there any significant changes to my life? Actually, there are no significant changes. Doesn't mean at the $800,000 or 900,000 mark, you will turn on some switch and suddenly you feel rich and spend lavishly. No. It doesn't, because all the habits are already built up since like young, or for the later half of this years. At least for the short term, you will still remain the same lifestyle. Okay, it will not change overnight. You will still be eating hawker centers and food courts and not every day dine at fine dining restaurants. No, the budget does not allow for that. But what I feel has really changed is the mindset, right? There's a difference between scarcity and abundance mindset. I would say that I'm less careful on my spending now. It's not like I need to calculate to the dollars and cents. To me, if it's just worth it, the item or service is worth it, I'll gladly pay for it because I know I can afford right now instead of last time penny pinching to down to the cents. Especially on credit card min-maxing. To me, I feel that credit card min-maxing is just a hobby lah. It cannot build wealth. It's just more like trying to get some small gains out of the big picture. But I guess the big picture should always focus on improving your income, build high value skills, and build great networks across the people that you love. Which brings me to the point that I actually look up to many seniors in the YouTube space who have started much earlier than me. Firstly, Kelvin learns investing. If not for him, I wouldn't have started YouTube because he has very good research and his dark humor always entertains me, which was why I also want to be like him lah when I started my YouTube. Also, Josh Tan, who is a veteran in the YouTube personal finance space. He has been very transparent and even publishing controversial opinions, but I feel that those opinions I really can agree on, and I look up to him, who is very transparent about sharing his net worth. Definitely, I also have to include Mr. Lu from 1M65 and Adam Khoo for really bringing us the market news and keeping us grounded during very turbulent times of the year of 2022 bear market. So I really enjoy all their market updates as well as economy analysis, and they're funny as hell lah, highly entertaining their videos. So really recommend all these channels for you to follow, and I do consider them more successful than me, which is why I look up to them and learn the good points from them. I also want to share that on this journey to $1 million, I really just focus on myself. I've never want to look down on anyone just because they have not achieved their first 1M or even specifically their first 100k, because I have been in their path before and I know how it feels to like being discouraged, like chasing fire, then people look down on you and say, hey, why you like that? In fact, if I may be honest, I feel that I haven't even achieved my own goal of $1 million by 35. So who am I to really go and judge others? Then to some people, that may be an arbitrary number, but to me, it is a smart goal, ma. You all always listen to your teacher, must create smart goal, right? Must be specific, must be measurable, must be achievable, must be relevant, and lastly, time-based. So this 1M by 35 USD really fit in the smart goal criteria lah for myself. Okay, it may not be for you. So I really don't want to come off as showing or bragging off, that's not my intention. But I know that it's going to come off and rub off the wrong way to some of you, and some of these media outlets may really take things out of context one. I know what's going to happen. My point is really to record this as like a journal or a diary at this point in time in the December 2024. What were my thoughts and achieving this? Then years later, I can look back and say, how far have I come or how far have I dropped? So for those opinions with negativity, either you are jealous or you are envy or you are a skeptic, I am not here to change your opinion. You can believe in whatever you want. You can also don't believe. I'm not here to change your mind, nor here to seek your validation. Because the truth is, everyone will run their own race. There are people who hit $1 million before even the age of 30. And I've seen them both online and offline during events. These people are much more highly achievers than me. So why I need to show off left? Firstly, I don't think I'm better than them, but because this is my job, as a content creator in finance, it's my job to create this kind of finance content. And secondly, most people are not really interested in the achievement. Most people are interested in the journey, which is why I really documented this journey like 3 years back when I started my FIRE or Ikigai goal. So I've come to this point that even with negative opinions like,
you cannot do it on or I cannot believe you do it. You sure got some privilege. You got some inheritance, right? You got some windfall.
I will just say you are right lah. I don't want to argue with people online. Whatever you choose to believe is your own pasar already. Rather than spending time arguing online and trying to justify myself to defend, I think I better spend my time resources on building the next million more productive. And actually nothing much changed in the realm of personal finance, because if you're expecting some kind of moonshot advice that I can give you to reach your $1 million, actually go back to basic on financial principles. Firstly, you build high income skills. You want to be the high value person that you go anywhere, there will be jobs looking for you instead of you looking for jobs. And note, I said high income skills. I didn't say get high salary, because high income skills will lead you to high income. But a high salary job may poke you one day and get retrenched. Number 2, manage your costs. I don't need to repeat this. Everyone knows to manage your costs, but how many people have the discipline and the perseverance and the tenacity to overcome lifestyle inflation and be consistent and careful on their spending? Not much. You know this is the right advice, but you don't execute it. Then how? You need to really manage your spending. Number 3, maintain your health. I cannot stress this important enough. Even if you don't have time to go to the gym or clock 10,000 steps a day, I think the very basic, at least, to just maintain a balanced diet of healthy diet. Cut less fat, cut less oil, cut less sugar, cut less salt. Alright? Just focus on reducing the negatives first. Then once the negatives are reduced, then work on the positive, which you can enhance your health in the long run. Then you can live longer to enjoy your wealth, right? And lastly, do not sacrifice relationships. Okay, there are some toxic friendships that you can cut off, but your family, your close family, people who you really love and care for, should not sacrifice them over work, all right? Because after all, if you amass so much money, but you don't have the time to spend with your loved ones, your family, then what's the point, right? You sacrifice your relationship for work and income. So very important to manage the balance of this four. Anyway, if you are interested in my journey to 1M, I already documented this series on, my first $100,000 and the first $200,000. So it will be a step-by-step journey. Every $100,000, I'll document what has happened, the events, the actions, and what was I thinking back then. But the truth is, the first $100,000, the comments very encouraging. Wow, good, no? I also want to be like you. Starting $200,000, you start to see some deviation already. Wow, cannot be lah. Just 2 years later, can hit another 100K, man. I'll only say the comments will get more and more controversial because most people can achieve $100,000 within the lifetime. $200,000 maybe also okay. But starting $300,000, starting to get a bit tough already. Then you'll realize people will start to say, you are unrelatable. You should have some privilege. Okay? All this negativity, really just ignore. It's just the facts of life. Some people, when they become more successful, they will lose their old friends because they can no longer relate to the stuff that they talk to. It's just a very natural fact of life that you start to mix with people around you that are of similar caliber. I won't say it is right or wrong. It is just a mindset thing that you have to accept that this will happen. So right now, I'm back in Singapore for good, especially in year 2025. I came out of my semi-retirement mode in Malaysia to come back to Singapore to hustle again. So in year 2025, I'm really starting to expand my business operations. I do want to step into live events, be it live shows, live talk shows, live webinars, live workshops, to really engage my community physically and really to gather like-minded people in a close discussion group where we could really all prosper together and share the wealth of knowledge together so that everyone could really huat together in the year of 2025. So if you're really interested to join this kind of live event, go and comment live +1 plus what kind of topics interest you for live, because I am in the plans and progress to set up live events, but I do need some ideas and inspiration and see what the community wants to hear about. Lastly, I felt that 1 million Singapore dollars is not even my goal. My goal is $1 million by 35. So I'll continue working hard. I don't think this is the end point. This is just the beginning. And to some of you, it's no big deal. And even to me, it is not my goal at all. So I'll continue to work hard, stay down, stay low, stay humble, and focus on what is really motivating me to reach my next goal. This will not be the end. This is just the beginning. And for those of you who want to check what was my progress back then, the 1M by 35, and my thoughts back then you can refer to this video right here.